Welcome back to Color Class. I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
And today we're going to be talking about how color analysis has been wrong about the color purple until now. We are going to be blowing your mind because purple doesn't actually exist. And before you start commenting, hear us out.
You might be saying, what? Of course it exists. I have purple in my wardrobe. I see it, it's there. It's like all over the place. Purple is a gift that our brains give us. Now, think about this. The rainbow. You have red, you have all the colors in the rainbow. But the color that's closest to purple is actually violet. That is on the color spectrum. You go from red to violet. There's never a spot that goes to purple because purple is an invention of blue and red. They're mixed together. But if you're on the natural wavelength of light, where do they mix together? They don't ever. On the color wheel they do, but that's an invention we have created. That's us. We've brought that around in an arc and we've said, oh, these two actually come together. But they don't. We've invented that. So violet is in the rainbow, but purple is not. So that's something to remember as we move ahead. You may be asking yourself, well, I see purple, so how do I see purple? Basically, what happens is your red sensitive cones and your blue sensitive cones fire at the same time. They are doing the color mixing for you and you're up in your noggin there. Because there just isn't a single wavelength that is purple. It's not there. Like we said, we have to make one up. And your brain is doing that with your red sensitive cones and your blue sensitive cones, which is really pretty cool when you think about it. So it literally bends the visible light spectrum, which we know it's a bar. The two ends don't meet. It bends it into a circle so that we will have purple. And I think that's wonderful. So you should thank your brains for doing that. So what does this mean for your colors? Okay.
This is the golden question here.
It took a minute to get there, Missy. But we're there.
Why does it matter for us? As a purple hater, it matters a lot to me.
Well, purple is not one of your colors. So,
I'm supposed to be able to wear like a dusty, soft, muted purple.
Yeah. Okay. Let's roll this back for a second. And let me just say that color analysis has this thing. So you should be able to wear your purples.
Yes. I have my recommended purple.
Right. But that recommended purple may not be your best in terms of your palette. You may have other favorites, and that's okay. But we try to make sure that of all the colors that you have, except orange, there probably is no good orange for me or a cool person, that you have the best version of that color that you can have. And purple is one of those things where you can have a purple that's okay for a warm person. You can have a purple that's great for a cool person. Everybody says that the jewel tone purples, the amethysts for winters are spectacular. And the bottom line is you've got to adjust your purple to the color wheel. In order to kind of visualize this, we're going to think about the color wheel and that slice of purple. On one side of the slice of purple is blue. On the other side of the slice of purple is red. Again, your brain is mixing those. It doesn't exist in reality. So in order to know your best purple, if you are a cool season, a winter or summer, you will lean over toward the blue side. So you will see more blue in your purple than red. If you are a warm season, you will be way over on the red side. So you will see more red in your purple. Bottom line, these are not perfect because in color theory, in painting, purple is considered a cool color. They draw a straight line through the color wheel, and over on the cool side is where purple lands. Right. And over on the warm side is where red lands. Did I say that? Yes, I did. Oh, great. When you're thinking about your own purple, you need to think about your own color temperature. Am I a warmer or am I a cooler person? If you're a warmer person, lean over toward that reddish purple. If you're a cooler person, lean over toward that bluer side of purple. and you'll get your right purple.
And we hear this a lot from our clients. Whenever we discuss purple, we do ask if purple is a color that you want to know which is your best version of it. Say they're a warmer person, and we do want to fulfill, like, what the best option for that would be. A lot of people say, I don't utilize purple a lot, but I always love cranberry on me. And I am like,
There's
okay,
reason for that.
Yes, because it is the warmer version of purple. I know cranberry is not supposed to be a shade that a warm person is able to wear, but it is the best of. So yes, moving into that cranberry color is better for the warmer people out there, or the more neutral people, because we're now getting into that warmer and neutral territory. We can do a chart too over on Patreon. So if you're interested to see kind of the breakdown between cool, neutral, warm purples, we will put that up over on Patreon at the end of this video. There is a link and it has like a little button and it says chat with us over on Patreon. Click that, or the link is down in the description below.
So to wrap this all up, because purple is a constructed color, it's constructed in our brain, it's sitting at the edge of visual sensitivity. Our visual sensitivity. So it might vibrate a little bit. It's one of those colors that when you've got it near your face, it's not really calibrated necessarily to you. So the wrong color. And why are we going through this whole thing about purple, you might ask? Why are we making a whole show about purple? Because the wrong purple doesn't just look off. It actually competes with the color of your face. And when that happens, all bets are off. You don't want that to happen. So we do this whole show about purple, about the uniqueness of purple, how purple isn't really a color, how we're making the color purple, and you got to be extra careful about the color of purple because we want you, if you love it, to be able to wear it, but we want you to wear it with caution.
So we mentioned over on Patreon, we will have a whole breakdown of purples for you there. To get there, the link is at the end of the video or down in the description below, along with everything else you might need, links to our custom color portfolios, our social media. Also, don't forget, join here on YouTube. You can now become a member here and help support this channel. You get a really cool icon so we can see you every time you comment something down below, and we would love to have you. So, lastly, I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
This has been another color class, and we'll see you in our next video.